Yo, they're literally calling out a certain audience of gacha gamers right now. They're actually calling out people that are going onto social media and doom posting NTE. That's wild. Gacha PvPers getting attacked. Exactly. Yo, guys, I was just alerted to something absolutely monolithic. Y'all know how Wuthering Waves has the majority of its revenue earned on PC and console. Y'all know how the majority of revenue earned from Arknights Enfield is on PC and console. Well, according to a Reddit thread that was just DM'd, Neverness to Everness revenue exceeded $14 million globally on its first day. Now, we are streaming April 30th, 9 p.m. and the gacha PvP is happening today as of when this video goes live, or tomorrow as of recording this video, or streaming this VOD actually. And I guarantee you what we're going to see all across social media is Neverness to Everness only made a few $1 million. NTE, I'm sure you guys have actually seen this all over social media, all over Reddit as well. NTE, dead game. NTE didn't even break top 20. NTE, EOS. It's the same stuff that's been happening to Arknights Enfield and to Wuthering Waves ever since each of them released. Even in spite of both games continuing to do exceptionally well on console, exceptionally well on PC. I mean, Wuthering Waves hit number 5 on the Steam Play Store for top spending for a free-to-play game over the day one anniversary, which has been incredible, but I digress. Right now, we're here to take a look at NTE's $14 million launch day, because that's actually crazy. April 30th, the developer revealed in an interview, China and global generate over 14 million in revenue on its first day. So I'm curious, does that mean China's first day and global's first day cumulatively? So China's first, I think that was on like the 24th it released, right? 23rd or the 24th. Generate over $14 million in revenue. 65% of China's revenue came from PC. 75% of global's revenue came from PC and PS. Global's top 2 revenue generating markets were Japan and the US. It's, again, like, I think we've actually seen a cataclysmic shift in gacha revenue. So you all know the gacha revenue website, right? That you should not be trusting, by the way, because that is a horseshit speculative website with no actual like foundation for its revenue other than guesswork. So that website continues to report, very, very, I think, skewed numbers. It lists numbers that only supposedly factor in mobile revenue, when the gacha games nowadays are being played predominantly on non-mobile platforms. So you have Neverness to Everness that has a 25% mobile player base, or at the very least, a 25% mobile player base spending. You have a similar amount for Wuthering Waves and a similar amount for Arknights Enfield. I think I actually made a tweet a little while ago. Arknights Enfield reportedly achieved 1.2 billion RMB, which is over 172 million US dollars globally. Globally. They list here PC revenue accounting for nearly 60% in China, and PC and PlayStation revenue combined accounting for 70% in the overseas market. So we have 75% of global for Neverness to Everness being PC and PlayStation. Then over here we have 70% for Arknights Enfield. They're very, very close numbers. I mean, evidently, gacha games have this big shift now towards console and PC, and a lot less of them are playing on mobile. And then you're gonna have, as I noted, these people that are incredibly toxic, that go onto social media. They're gonna be making threads. I'm not blaming a specific community for this. I'm not. There are plenty of people from numerous different communities that have attacked NTE, that have attacked Arknights Enfield, that have attacked Wuthering Waves. The more gacha games that release, the more I think toxicity and negativity and tribalism has an adverse effect on how they are perceived, especially on social media. I guess let's post this into Translate real quick from detect language into English. What do we got? Live overseas for a day now. How does the company evaluates overall global performance on launch day? Neverness to Everness has enjoyed a smooth launch for both its domestic and international open beta tests. That's actually very true. It's gone over very well. Very few issues globally. Its overall performance aligns with the company's expectations, with certain metrics even exceeding them, making for a truly commendable debut. On its first day globally, the game generated over 100 million RMB in revenue. So it's 100 million RMB to US dollars. $14.6 million exactly. Okay, that's a lot of money. That's very high. On the first day globally, the game generated over 100 million RMB in revenue. Furthermore, key metrics such as first day new user acquisition and domestic retention rates spanning day 2, day 3, and day 7 significantly outperformed the corresponding figures achieved by the company's previous flagship. So they're saying, and Tower of Fantasy literally is dead comparatively, or what did horrifically comparatively, significantly outperformed Tower of Fantasy. This is actually kind of funny. That's actually awesome, though. Now, NTE doing this good is actually very good during its own launch period. This demonstrates a substantial improvement in the product's user acquisition capabilities, game quality, and player stickiness. While overseas retention data is not yet available, the company holds high expectations for those results as well. Okay, so what I'm gathering from this is that if TOF allowed them to create NTE, and NTE is doing significantly better, then evidently NTE is probably doing very good. We have observed the rankings for NTE on both domestic and international iOS bestseller charts are not particularly impressive. Oh my god, yo, chat, they called them out. Holy shit. So, you know, all across social media, right? You're seeing people saying NTE didn't even break into the top 20, right? That's what people are saying. Which is crazy, by the way, because if you think about it, I mean, I've noted this repeatedly, NTE does not have a 50-50, so people are going to be spending half as much. Like, there's going to be a significantly reduced amount of money spent on NTE, just like how Wuthering Waves doesn't have a weapon 50-50, which means less people are going to be spending on Wuthering Waves for the weapons. All of these games have better gacha systems that are less predatory, so naturally it's going to mean that these games are going to be making less money. But they called them out. They're like, it didn't perform particularly well. Their answer was, currently there is a growing trend towards cross-platform compatibility for high-quality games, as well as a distinct shift towards larger screens. So they're saying it's because nobody wants to play it on mobile, which makes sense, because that's the trend we've been seeing. NTE exhibits a, I can't see what that says, high proportion of large screen usage, both domestically and abroad, based on revenue contribution as a statistical metric. Domestic PC usage currently accounts for approximately 65% of total revenue. Overseas, PC and PlayStation stands for 75%. Additionally, a certain percentage of revenue comes from other platforms such as Android. Consequently, the iOS bestseller charts failed to accurately reflect the game's true revenue volume, leading to a skewed perception of its market performance. Yo, they're literally calling out a certain audience of gacha gamers right now. They're actually calling out people that are going onto social media and doom posting NTE. That's wild. Gacha PvPers getting attacked. Exactly. That's actually funny. They're like, oh, they said the iOS bestseller charts failed to accurately reflect the game's true revenue volume, which skews public perception. So they already know exactly what is being said. Bravo! Bravo! Yeah! You call them out! You call those people out! Hell yeah! Based on previous understanding, urban themed games tend to enjoy slightly higher acceptance overseas compared to the domestic market. Does the company foresee greater potential for user retention engagement amongst its overseas user base? Judging by general industry trends and historical data from Tower of Fantasy, user growth in overseas markets tend to follow a more gradual and dispersed trajectory. Rather than experience a concentrated surge immediately after launch, exhibits a strong long tail effect. So they're not expecting a lot of players in the short term, but expecting the game to grow over the long term. Given the game has only been live in overseas markets for just over a day, remain highly confident in its future performance. It's actually very good. Glad to see that. Glad to hear that. That's fantastic. What else do we have, though? Is quite player friendly. Depth of spending required for character acquisition is relatively shallow. At the same time, the company is exploring alternative monetization methods. For instance, we enable direct cash purchases for go-karts in the open beta. Moving forward, we intend to gradually increase the revenue contribution from urban-themed content, such as vehicles, housing, fashion items, and skins. I mean, yeah, no, that's actually kind of cool. Yeah, then we got a character going live May 7th. Promotional campaign. This current urban gameplay resulted in significant improvements in user activity. Okay, that's not really anything I'm interested in. We understand the overseas data is currently limited to the launch date and is not yet fully comprehensive. However, based on current observations, which regions are the primary contributors to overseas revenue? Furthermore, regarding localization efforts, is there still room for further penetration of waifus in the game? I mean, or expansion to additional regions. So Japan and the United States. South Korea has performed significantly beyond our expectations, with payment metrics and various other data points looking exceptionally strong. Overall performance data for the US and Europe aligns with our projections. So it's doing about what they expected for America and for Europe. It's doing better in Korea and better in Japan as well. I'm gonna be honest, I think a lot of gacha games, actually like Wuthering Waves as well, and Arknights April, they are hard pushing for Japan as a region because Japan really loves them. Yeah, so that is really cool. The game is performing exceptionally well. And chat, when the gacha PvP happens, when the gacha revenue is leaked online, please, for the love of God, do not listen to it. Do not listen to the hateful idiots on social media, on Reddit, that are all claiming dead game, that are all claiming end of service. Don't trust it for Arknights Enfield. Don't trust it for Wuthering Waves. Do not trust it for Neverness to Everness either, okay? Because it's all bullshit, toxic, tribalistic idiots that are trying to doom post the game. This was confirmed by Perfect World themselves. Tencent confirmed Wuthering Waves revenue, had crossed evergreen status. Hypergrift had confirmed Arknights Enfield's revenue. These are all actual gacha websites, or sorry, gacha studios, confirming publicly that their games are hitting certain milestones. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you're not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.